This is going to be a fun one, you guys.
I'm here
You
for
guys
it.
are
Let's
not ready.
fucking do it.
Oh shit, we're already getting crazy. I'm so
This
excited.
is going to be really fun.
I just made my sister shotgun some beers with me.
Yeah,
No, I didn't. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It never happened.
allegedly.
Allegedly, I'm wearing
If
a
you would like to view the video, visit Facebook at blah, blah, blah.
Blah 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 blah
blah, 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 blah.
blah blah blah.
Hey everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. The moon is high, the werewolves are hunting, and the cauldrons are bubbling. We're all set to host another frightful and delightful poison tea party. How are we all feeling tonight?
Woo!
I mean, I'm here, bro.
Wow, really?
What do you want from
way
me?
to kill the
I'm
fucking
sorry.
energy.
I may be double fisting.
Well, double fist harder.
Ursula has got my back.
She's a queen about it. Girl, she needs some
Oh my
damn
God,
makeup
I love
on
that
face.
bitch. Tonight's poison is a cocktail called the Purple People Eater, and we'll post that on the social media so y'all can get your poison on at home. What do you guys think of it? It was a little...
You know, it's all right.
I know, it's a little... I mean,
It's very grapey, and I love
Yeah.
grape.
Do you like grape?
I love
If
grape.
you like grape, this is your guy.
I don't, so it was hard. But
I
but-
do love me some grape.
Well, I'll post it. Maybe if you like
It's
grape,
pretty
you'll
good.
like it.
But there was a Jello shot
But
inside.
listen, it was cute looking.
It was fucking adorable.
It was beautiful.
it's so cute. Yeah.
I keep saying it in the past tense, like
Me
we're not
too.
drinking it right now.
We're not,
'Cause
but
we're
it's
not.
okay.
It's fine.
we had an accident.
We did an accident. Don't worry, we're not going to tell you about it. Anyway, I'll be your host on this haunted journey tonight. My name is Janet. Next to me, quietly casting spells, is the Wicked Witch of the Midwest, my sister Trass.
Ow.
And across from me is my very own head-spinning, soup-barfing, spider-crawling demon spawn, Kaylee.
We're just
Oh
doing
my God.
sound effects
You know?
today.
Oh my God.
What up, guys?
And my future son-in-law, Carter, is joining us tonight.
He's
Say
so
hello,
cute.
Carter.
This shit is spicy. Hi.
Hi.
He's adorbs.
He's
we
very
love him.
adorbs. We're all here in the depths of the Poison Tea Party dungeon, and we're ready to spill the tea, so let's get into something wicked. So, have you, ladies and gentlemen, been embracing the Halloween season so far?
Absolutely. When have I,
I mean,
never
like-
embraced the Halloweeny season?
I
Are
started,
you all in your fall feelings?
Yes,
And
I started decorating my house in like late August.
Oh my God, you were ready.
Yes.
Halloween. I love that one. Have you guys watched any scary movies to get yourselves in
Yeah.
Yeah.
this? What have you been watching?
Oh my God, what have I not been watching?
You know what I really love? Okay, whatever.
Tell me.
Hubie Halloween.
Yeah.
I love it. It's the funniest fucking thing. It's an Adam Sandler movie.
I
And
know.
it is-
Yeah, it's
it's
the greatest.
good.
And if
I
you
love
don't
it.
love his canister, like, or
Right.
is that right?
Yeah, it's his coffee. It's
canister.
his can canister.
Canister.
His coffee can canister.
His can canister.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like it's just one of those movies that's like
Have you ever seen it, Carter?
That movie's for bitches.
Oh my God.
it's only because I said it. I'll take it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, you haven't?
It's
you should
great.
watch it.
I don't
Carter-
like scary movies.
Carter hates scary movies.
It's
It's
not
not really
scary.
scary. It's
It's
Adam
That's what you
Sandler.
always say.
It's hilarious.
Adam Sandler. It's
I-
not
What did we
scary.
watch? You said it wasn't even scary.
But
it
that was the
scary.
last one that I watched, so that's why I'm thinking of that. But come on. I start in September
Exactly.
watching scary movies.
I watch them year round. Like, I love horror movies, but just yesterday on my day off, I had a binge watching day,
What did you
and
watch?
I watched Saw
yes,
movies.
Yes.
because I haven't seen them for so long. So I was like, okay, I need
Love
to watch them.
Love them.
And then I watched The
Toot.
People Under the Stairs.
Oh,
a
fuck.
classic.
That one is really
It
good.
took me back to my childhood because for so long I couldn't find the movie and I could only think of like clips from the movie and I was like, what is that fucking movie called? Like I'm like, what is that movie? I remember this movie, and I feel like my dad used to watch this all the fucking time
Yeah,
and I
he
can't
did.
remember it. And then I found it on Peacock and I was like,
That's the one.
and I was having like,
And did you know they're remaking that?
Oh my God, are they
They're
really
remaking that one.
Also,
I can't.
I have to interject here. Winnie the Pooh 2.
is coming out, right?
No,
Or
I
is it
saw
out?
it. It's already out. I watched it the
Is
other
it
The
day.
like
good?
scary horror one.
No, you remember the Winnie the Pooh, the first one, right? It was
So,
like some cheap
Can I tell
ass
you something?
fucking.
I didn't watch it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I can't
So like the
find
first
it.
one was like a fucking like a fluke. Like they were like, oh, this is like gonna cost
Nobody's
us.
gonna watch it.
Yeah.
and
So
everyone
it
loved
was
it.
so popular.
Kind of
that-
like the Terrifier.
yeah. So
love that
they
movie.
had like a fuck ton of money to do this one, and oh my god, it was so good. It was
So,
so good.
I
So
will
they're
watch it
making
then.
a third one. They
I
are
will
Where-
watch it.
Where can I watch them?
Okay, so we watched ours on Hulu.
They're on
Okay.
Hulu.
Yeah, so if
Okay.
you have Hulu,
Do I need like I just have like the regular Hulu.
yeah, it's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where we watched it at, and that's where we watched the first one. But the second one is out, and you will love it.
And
It's
did you
so
see?
Good.
There's
They're
the
gonna make
mouse-
a Bam, but they're gonna make a Bambi.
Oh,
they're gonna make a
shit.
Bambi just like they made the
Oh,
Winnie
God.
the Pooh.
Are you fucking
And there's a
kidding me?
third Winnie the Pooh gonna be made.
Okay, so clearly we love scary
Yes.
movies.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
what are your most favorite movies of all time? Like the one you watch every single year because you just love it.
Well, okay.
It can be a franchise.
It's
it can be just
Nightmare
one.
Before Christmas is definitely my
Duh.
go-to.
Yeah,
I
no, that's
know
a good
what
one.
mine is.
I know what
Um,
yours is as well. Just say it.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
You already knew what it
Yeah.
was. Those are my favorite. But what year is that one? My favorite one.
The-
2007? No. The original
No,
one
The
is
original is like
1972.
69. Oh, okay. I was going to say 69.
I think it's 72.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's the
and
same.
also Halloween, Michael Myers, 2007, but it's the Rob Zombie one.
oh, yeah, yeah.
I
I, do
love
like that.
And
that one.
also,
I do like that.
also all the Devil's Rejects, the fucking all of them.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes, but then there's another one
yes.
too after that,
I know,
and I
can
can't
never
remember,
remember the
what the
fucking
fuck
name
it's
of
called.
it.
But it's just as good. It's
Carter,
just
do
as
you
good.
have a favorite scary movie that you watch like every single year? The
Charlie
Great Pumpkin,
Brown.
Charlie Brown.
Elf,
Yeah. He loves
Yeah.
Elf.
Christmas movie.
It's a good
There's
one.
never a wrong time for that one.
There's never a
It's
wrong
never.
time. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's whatever.
Not Smile. I hate that movie.
He did not
Oh
like
my
Smile.
You made him watch Smile.
That one's really fucked
That was
up.
like our first scary movie. No, it wasn't the first one.
We watched Scream.
That shit was scary.
Scream.
I
Scream
love
4.
Scream. Me
Scream
too.
4.
Scream, but the new Scream with Jenna Ortega.
That's the one I made him watch.
Oh, yeah, that's
saw
a good
the-
one.
Yeah.
But
That
then
wasn't
there's
good.
a
Yep,
second
yep,
one. I
there's
haven't
two.
seen the second one. That
They're
she's
both
in.
really
I've only
good.
seen the 1st
They're
one,
both
and
I
it
love
was
it.
good. It was pretty.
Yeah.
I like her a lot.
I love her.
And Wednesday,
I
she's
love
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Jenna. I have a girl crush on Jenna
Me
Ortega.
too.
I don't even
Totally.
care.
So, do any of you have a favorite horror character when you think of? It could be Michael Myers,
Ooh,
Jason,
Voorhees,
yeah,
Freddy
Leatherface.
Krueger.
Yeah.
Love Freddy. Definitely.
I don't really have a favorite. If I had to pick, it would be Chucky.
Oh yeah, Chucky's a
Yeah.
good one.
But
Of course,
Chucky's
it would
my
fucking be Chucky. We've already
Chucky's
talked
my
about that.
jam.
Yeah.
Love him.
We've already talked. What about you,
Definitely.
Carter? Do you have a favorite horror character?
Tracy.
Fair.
Does that count?
Iconic.
Does that count?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
does.
It does.
Yep.
It does.
Fair.
I can't take you seriously.
No, nobody can. You don't know what's going on behind these eyes.
Absolutely not. Let me assure you, you don't. I don't. So don't get me wrong, I love horror anything, but my absolute favorite things to watch during Halloween season are more of the collections of stories as opposed to the traditional franchise horror movies. Classics like Twilight Zone, Creep Show, Tales from the Crypt.
Yes.
Those are more my jam. And I love the old black and white shows like The Addams Family, The
Yes.
Munsters,
Yes.
anything with Vincent Price, things like that. The reason I gravitate to more of these kinds of horror genre shows or the old black and white horror movies, I believe, is because of the classic storytelling aspects to it.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's like a whole, it's not just like straight to the gore and the whatever.
Right. There's
like
more of there's
Yeah.
a backstory, there's all kinds of information, and then I feel like you put yourself in the story more than
Right.
Yeah,
that way.
and
It's
there's,
more
I would agree with
personalized.
that.
And shows are awesome because you can binge watch them.
Right.
And yeah, I love those shows too. I just love anything
It's
horror.
just our favorite time
Yeah.
of year.
We
Okay,
love
guys?
most it.
wonderful time of the year.
I'm always just like, can we watch a horror movie? Can we watch something scary?
A lot of these vintage shows and movies took a simple story and twisted it into something terrifying that could root itself into your psyche simply because it was just familiar enough. Even though some of the stories were extremely far-fetched, as horror typically tends to be, the feeling of fear they instill is still familiar.
Yeah.
So, for example, I'll use the popular movie Psycho. We've all seen it. We all know the famous shower scene.
Mm-hmm.
It seems basic enough as far as horror goes, but have you ever thought about why it's so terrifying? It's really simple. So let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you have ever been in the shower and had to close
Yeah.
your eyes to wash your hair, and all of a sudden a strange feeling just like comes over you, and you're like,
It's usually when I'm washing my face.
or
Yes.
when you have to close your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do
And
it really quickly.
It just feels like someone is watching you.
Yes.
Someone
Agree.
is standing there. Do you ever feel like that, Carter?
I bring Dale in the bathroom with me.
He
Do
does.
boys feel like that? I know girls
Yes.
do.
He's
Girls
like, I got
Let
my.
me tell you a
do.
story,
He
Janet.
says, I
Tell
got
me
my.
a
At my
pibble."
dad's house, there was a window up here in the
in the
shower.
bathroom.
Every morning I would cover it with a towel because I was scared.
Was it like on the first floor or the second
Yeah, but
floor?
it was probably like 20 feet in the air. And I was like, nope, not happening.
Not today.
That's
Not
why
today.
That's why he takes his pibble in the shower
That's
with him.
right. His pumpkin.
pumpkin.
His pumpkin. Okay, so you're in a situation where you're at your most vulnerable, and it's actually so scary to think, what if I open my eyes and I see someone fucking standing there? It's a common, simple fear that we all have, and early successful horror stories were built around telling stories just like that. And I believe that that's what made it so appealing. That's what
Right.
makes it appealing to me.
And also, like, that whole thing, I don't think it's an urban legend, but I remember that there was, like, shadow people. It kind of stems from that.
Possibly, yeah, because you're like, think you, see something out of the corner, of your eye.
Yeah. But definitely, the shower, it's a real thing.
For real, it's scary. So storytelling itself is a ritual that goes clear back before written history. The earliest forms of storytelling were usually oral and included gestures.
Ha ha. She said oral.
I knew that was going to happen. Included gestures and expressions. And some ancient cultures used rock art as a way to tell their stories, painting symbols and shapes on cave walls that they preserved as a way to pass down their history from generation to generation. Scary storytelling started primitively in these caves. Paintings depicting beasts and creatures that today are unknown to have ever even existed cover walls of ancient caves in various parts of the world. But horror storytelling, as we know it today, most likely began in ancient Rome.
Fucking yes, it did.
Of
Of
course
course
it
it
did.
did.
Of
Because
course it
the
did.
Romans,
I know,
bro. Like,
duh.
they were my
What didn't
people.
they do?
They were my
I-
people.
Love them.
They were her people. They were my people.
They
as
were
well.
Love 'em.
fucking crazy. You gotta love them.
In the first century, the Romans wrote letters of ghost stories that they claimed to have witnessed, including, this is awesome, rattling chains and haunted houses.
Yes.
The ghosts they write of never do any harm to anyone, but this is when they start to appear in written history.
Love them.
I love the rattling chains. That's totally dope.
Fucking Romans,
It's
man.
so awesome.
Usually occurring around an improper burial, ghosts first appear in accordance with respecting the dead. Stories started to become more menacing in the late 18th century, which is quite a bit later,
Yeah.
when Gothic fiction came into popularity. Gothic horror included graphic, dark imagery and horrific characters. This is the genre that brought us classics like Frankenstein, Dracula, and A Christmas Carol. And if y'all didn't know, Christmas Carol, that fucker is a horror story.
Yes, it is.
Faux show.
It's not a
Faux
Christmas
show.
story.
You
Did
hear
you know that,
Carter?
Carter? He's
A
deep
A
in
Christmas
thought.
story.
He's
A Christmas story with
confusion.
Scrooge and the ghost of Christmas past and the ghost of Christmas.
No, the one
present.
that plays on Christmas Eve.
With Scrooge.
It's
Where they get the
that's,
lamp.
No, that's
movie.
no.
No,
Oh.
that's a Christmas story.
We love
Oh my! No, that's a Christmas story.
I love that.
But we're talking about the Christmas
Christmas
story.
Carol.
Oh no,
No.
never heard of her.
Oh, it's a good one.
You
I
didn't
don't
have to
know
read
her.
that in school. We had to do like
No.
a play on
You
it.
don't have to read that. You don't
In
know what
what
I'm talking
grade?
about with the
No.
Mickey Mouse. Even that's my favorite
Scrooge?
one.
Yeah.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Guess what we're watching after
Yeah.
this?
No, girl, no.
Yes,
Girl,
girl,
no.
yes.
No,
Girl,
we are
why
going to be
yeah.
twerking to Burger King.
Oh yeah, we are.
I don't know what you thought this
Oh my
was.
And then in the 20th century, another kind of storytelling emerged with the urban legend.
My
Trust
favorite.
just totally bammed my
Yep.
table.
Because
It
she's
was
out
Ursula's
here
head.
It was
assaulting
Ursula.
I was
Ursula.
trying to put her
She's blaming
hat
it on Ursula.
I did. It was Ursula.
What's her head doing down there, Tracy?
She was sucking my dick. What do you
Wow.
want?
I'm dead.
Everything's allowed
Nothing.
on this podcast. I
Yep.
don't know if you heard about it, but
Do you not know me?
didn't you sign the waiver?
Can I say the F word?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can say the fucking F word. And
It's got
we've
an
all been saying
explicit.
it. Say it, Carter.
We're
say
triple.
it.
Fuck.
That was
That was
beautiful.
beautiful.
We're triple explicit.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
We have an explicit rating. So we
You
can
do?
say whatever the fuck we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Urban legends were passed down by word of mouth, although they are recorded regularly in our recent digital era. They usually reflect the anxieties and beliefs of modern society, such as fears related to our most common, deepest, and most uncomfortable feelings of human injustices.
Mm-hmm.
Haunted bridges, escaped lunatics, possessed dolls, and grotesque murder houses are
Escape lunatics, sign me up.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a regular day in my fucking book.
They all poke fun at the darkest parts of our imagination. More is added to each story with each telling as the roots of the legends grow deeper and deeper into our human culture.
Mm-hmm.
Storytelling is used as a way to record our history, and it's also used as a way to teach. Parents have used urban legends as a way to scare their children into behaving, and children have used urban legends as a way to warn each other of dangers and add a little entertainment to sleepovers.
Hell yeah.
And tonight, as we inch closer and closer to All Hallows Eve, we wanted to keep that storytelling tradition alive.
Ha 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 ha.
I feel a sense of dread come over me.
dread.
You should.
Let's hear it.
Over the past couple months, we've been asking all of you out there to
Yep.
submit all of your own real life stories. And it's finally time
We're here, bitches.
to read
Yes.
them aloud. This is the episode we've all been waiting for. This is the official Poison Tea Party listener submission episode.
We
So-
love you.
Yeah,
We
we
love
do.
you guys.
And thank you. So top off your poisons and grab a blankie to hide under because you've entered the realms of the Poison Tea Party podcast and no one can save you now.
Carter's so fucked.
Carter's scared.
He's shaking in his
Can I go
boots.
back upstairs?
Shaking.
Where's Brandon?
No.
No, you're not allowed to leave.
Or
You're
what?
here.
One
Or what,
of
Janet?
us.
One of
Ah,
us.
this is weird.
One of us.
We didn't do it in our last one.
We didn't.
I didn't get to sign the waiver.
Nobody
You
cares.
did.
Tracy,
You just don't
are we
remember it.
fighting?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Always.
Do you want to?
I'm not going to fight you in a duck costume.
Yes, you are.
Just for the record, I am wearing a duck onesie and my sister is wearing a cow onesie.
Yeah.
And
Disrespect the
Kaylee,
cow.
what do you? It's a moose onesie.
It's a moose. I look like a lumberjack, really, is what I look like.
It's not as cute as ours. I want to get you one
Yeah.
like ours. We're gonna get you one.
We're gonna
Yeah,
get you.
I'm
one.
gonna get you one. We're gonna kick this dreadful occasion off by telling you a very scary and very true story of our own. And we wanted to dedicate this whole entire episode, to our cousin, who's more like a brother.
He's
Zach.
every time I talk about him, I tell people that my
He's my
brother,
brother.
cousin.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I call him my brother cousin.
You do say brother.
I
Yeah.
say brother cousin. I say the whole thing.
I think you usually say brother
Well, most of the time at work, anyways, when people are asking me.
when I've heard. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He
I
is our
say
brother.
he's my brother.
Zach.
And I always say he's like my uncle. We love you, Zach.
We are those cousins that were extremely close growing up. And anyone
Stupid close.
like really. And anyone who's listening who has a cousin like that, you know exactly what we mean. It's like the tightest bond. On top of that, he's basically the most awesome human being that anyone's ever met.
fucking right he
Yes,
is.
he is.
And I'm not just saying that. Zach was in the Air Force and he's a talented electrician. He's also extremely kind, sweet, smart, witty, hilarious, handsome, and a little wild.
Maybe just a little bit.
That's a
Just a
strong
little.
family trait.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Sorry, I outed you, Zach.
I'm not.
He's the best brother, son, nephew, uncle, husband, father, and friend. And right now, Zach is in Omaha being treated for a rare blood cancer called myelofibrosis. And it's an extremely grueling process to go through. Zach has endured so much and still has a long, hard road ahead of him on his way to being cancer-free. But we are all very hopeful that he'll be back home very soon, where he
We're
belongs.
rooting for him.
Yes.
We so super are. And he's been gone forever.
Yes.
Yeah, he has been.
And
Come get your dog.
I'm sure I told Sasha I was snuggling Teddy all the time.
He's
Yeah.
such a fluff muffin.
He's
He is.
so cute.
Really.
So Zach is married to a spicy firecracker of a woman like ourselves, Sasha, who I
Love
just
her.
talked
Yep.
about, because every home needs a strong woman to keep shit rolling.
Why do you
true.
think he lingers towards that sort
That's
of woman?
right. Why do you
right?
think that is?
Because,
you're welcome.
You're welcome.
And she's been his rock. She's been our rock. And she's taking such great care of him through all this. And we love you, Sasha.
Love
Thank you
you.
so much.
Love you, Sasha.
I appreciate it.
I do too. Zach is also a wonderful stepfather to a handsome, driven young man named Chase. And he's also the very best dog dad to two rowdy and rambunctious Rottweilers, Bruiser and Buffy, and a tiny, fluffy fur baby named Teddy, who we've
I
just
don't
talked
call
about.
him Teddy.
I do.
I call him Ted Bear.
Well, you can
Oh,
call
yeah,
him
she
Ted
does.
Bear.
He's been with me for months.
He's so cute.
He's a Ted Bear.
He's so cute.
He looks like a bear.
He
He
does.
gets his hair cut
The
next
video you sent of Dilberticus sitting on him,
Mm-hmm.
I watched
Died.
an embarrassing amount of times.
But the way that Teddy like flips
didn't-
his head up and
he
he's like,
didn't
shut the
care.
fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
why are you fucking with me?
And Dibby was like, this is where I sit.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is how it
They're
happens.
they're besties
Nobody
for the
cared.
resties. No.
Yeah,
Nope.
No.
Nobody cared.
And
They
I
were
just
mad
don't-
that you were mad.
They
Yep.
were.
It was so cute.
Little bestiges. Love them.
If you want to know how you can help Zach and his family, you can head over to GoFundMe.com to donate. Search Zach's fight against myelofibrosis. That's spelled MYELOFIBROSIS. And let's help this amazing veteran kick this cancer's ass because I'm fucking sick of it.
Because
Yep.
he is a veteran.
He is.
After all.
And he's amazing anyway.
Love him. He's my favorite.
So, one thing about Zach,
Yes.
he's been known to tell a spooky story or two of
One
his
or two.
own. And I'm going to share one of those with all of you tonight.
Oh,
And
God.
how it scared the ever living absolute shit out of us when we were kids. This is a family famous and now podcast famous story. Zach's Hook Lady.
But let me just
Mhm.
make something abundantly clear. This was not the only story
No.
that Zachary had.
He had many, but this is the one that
This is
I
the
remember
one-
because this is the as terrified as maybe I've
Yes.
ever been.
This is the one
I'm
that
not
stuck
kidding.
with us through 37 fucking years.
And it should.
as it should. Love
Oh,
ya.
I love him.
Here we go.
So let me set the scene. You ready, Carter?
No.
I don't think
You're
you're,
not.
ready for this jelly.
It's the summer of 1995. 1995. Think about that.
You guys are old.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it.
My parents had just dropped us off on the family farm to spend our traditional 2 weeks of largely unchaperoned time with our grandparents.
Largely is an understatement.
Yeah, right.
We were never chaperoned.
Enormously.
Yeah. Basically,
Of
just
entirely unchaperoned
unchaperoned,
time with our grandparents. We looked forward to this every single year when we would just run wild on the farm. We would make forts, eat popsicles, and explore through the cornfields. Zach turned 11 months ago, and I'm on the cusp, and Trass is barely 8. It was just the three of us.
Mhm.
So we were always good at keeping ourselves entertained, and our grandparents were really good at letting us.
Absolutely, they were.
Yep.
Go play, they'd say every morning, and off we would go outside to get into our own sort of trouble, and we would rarely return before dinner.
Before nightfall.
I know.
Yeah.
Like we never went
We
home.
did not come home.
We made our own potty out of a tire.
Yeah.
So we
Iconic.
wouldn't have to go back to the house.
And we had like, okay, so my.
Because we were girls. And
Yeah.
Zach, he's the one that built it for us. Because
He
I was like,
did.
I don't want to go back to the house and I don't
But
want
he gave us a tractor tire.
And he made us a potty out of it.
'Cause
But
he's
you have
the
to remember,
best.
like, the bales of
And when we
hay
went
were
home,
all the way to
He
the
took
sea.
some toilet paper.
He's
so
dead.
we could use this
dead.
fucking
I
toilet.
love him.
But he didn't want us to have to go all the way back in the house.
He was
Yeah.
awesome. Anyway, thanks, Zach. Our grandparents always encouraged us to be adventurous, and this sometimes meant finding creative places to sleep at night.
Whoops.
One
Whoops.
time, this
I
is
know
going to
where
be
this is going.
one time we built a fort of hay bales in the barn and actually attempted to sleep in it. But my mom and grandma came and got us after a couple hours when it started to storm, knowing we'd
wasn't-
never make it through the night.
Right. And it wasn't just them. Every single person, my uncle, my aunt, every single
They were
one of
always
them,
like, "You're not gonna."
they kept coming to check on us every like hour or so.
Yeah, they knew we weren't.
And
gonna
that was
make
the
it.
give me my fucking money, bitch. That was that.
Yeah,
that was that night. That was that night.
I didn't tell that story, to you, but yeah, that's funny. We were just
Oh,
kids.
God.
Another time we attempted to sleep right out in the, do you remember this? Right
Yes.
out in the open grass on the hillside with nothing but a blanket over top of us. But we got scared and went inside when we heard coyotes.
and it was like morning dew time.
It wasn't
Oh,
so
God.
wet.
We were
Yeah,
soaked.
it's so
we had
gross.
nothing under us,
It was-
remember?
yeah.
No, we were
And our
literally
grandparents-
on the grass.
Our grandparents were like, yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
Do
Yeah.
that.
You're just gonna be soaking wet.
I
I'm
love
dead.
it.
I
love
love
it.
them for letting us
Yes.
do this.
They were the best.
Because I would be like, no, you're not doing that.
No.
But on this particular night, in the summer of 1995, we came up with a new idea. And this time, we were going to make it through the night. You
were
ready?
we?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know if we were.
My grandpa had a huge yellow passenger van that was decked out. Like, it was sick, bro.
It was.
It was bucket seats, fold down couch seat in the back. It even had a spot for like a couple round tables. If you wanted, you could like fit them in the middle of the
And the chairs in the middle were swivel.
Oh, they did.
Oh,
They
yeah.
spun.
Yeah.
This van was, you could live
The
in
shit.
The shit.
I got to see it years later.
It was
It was
probably
not the same.
trashed when you saw
Yeah.
it, but it was.
But in our day, it was
in its heyday.
The cool.
the fucking top
The shit.
notch.
It was so
Yeah.
cool, and it had Hawkeyes. It was a Hawkeye van. It was yellow and had
Yep.
Hawkeyes on the back.
It was the shit.
Carter, you can appreciate that.
You would love this fucking van.
I remember thinking the van was like a really ritzy camper, and Zach and Tracy had the same idea. So we asked Grandpa if we could sleep in it that night, and after some convincing, partly from Grandma, Grandpa
Loved her.
agreed.
Yep.
She was like, just let him. Just
Just
let him.
let them.
This was Grandpa's like, he loved that van.
That was Papa's fucking baby.
That was his
man.
baby, yep.
So the van was parked front side in an open garage. Alan Jackson's Tall, Tall Trees was playing.
Oh my god!
It was playing faintly on the garage radio when we piled into the van for that.
And all the waters in the seas. I'm a fool.
Do you remember this song?
For
Oh,
you.
I love it. We were so excited. And I don't even think we brought blankets or pillows with us.
We had not a thing.
We didn't have anything.
we had nothing.
We had a flashlight, I think. That was it.
I think that's the most.
We wouldn't need them, we thought. We had finally thought of the ultimate fort, sheltered from the rain, the bugs, and that sticky dew that we always hated about sleeping outside.
Yep.
We did.
Nights on the farm were dark, except for the one pole light that lit up most of the top of the extremely steep hill where the house and the garage sat. And from where the van was parked, a dim light would shine in through the windows, illuminating our perfect fort. We were set. The only thing left to do was entertain ourselves for a little while until we got tired enough to fall asleep. And Zach had the perfect way to pass the time.
Of course he did.
Yep. He
Of
knew.
course.
Scary ghost stories. He sat up and fixed our only working flashlight under his chin, so the light cast a creepy shadow over his face when he told us
What
the
a
story.
dick.
Do you remember?
Yes, and I can still see it in my fucking eyeballs.
And it went something like this. There's a real creepy story that happened not far from here. Not too long ago either. There was these kids who used to hang out in the woods near here. They'd pile into their cars and go park and hang out all night, smoking and drinking and listening to the radio, you know, doing kid stuff.
Yeah.
One night when they were all hanging out, a news bulletin came over the radio that there was a crazy lady who spent years in prison. She was completely deranged and dangerous and had somehow escaped in a car, and now she could be anywhere in the area. The kids heard the news bulletin, but they didn't think anything of it. The prison was like 40 fucking miles from them, and they were out in the middle of nowhere. There's no way this lady was even close to where they were, so they continued hanging out without a worry in the world. About 20 minutes later, I know. About 20 minutes later, another news bulletin. The escaped crazy prisoner was still at large. And also, there was something else. She had a hook for a hand.
What?
Everyone should get home now and lock your doors. The teenagers silently listened to the newscaster, looking around at one another. But the silence was broken with laughter and teasing. Tee-hee, tee-hee, tee-hee. They weren't afraid, and besides, what were the odds she'd find out where they were? It wasn't possible, they thought, and they continued to linger. 10 minutes later, another warning over the airwaves. Attention, attention. There's an escaped lunatic on the run with a hook for a hand. She's extremely dangerous. If you're parked and you see headlights, you are in very real danger. And if you haven't, go home now and lock your doors. We'll keep you updated if the police catch this crazy woman.
This was the 90s, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
I'm dead.
We're fucking 11.
Okay. Continue.
In the 90s.
The teenagers began to feel like this was getting a little serious. Some of them went home, but there were a few who continued to hang out. About 10 minutes later, the remaining teenagers were frozen in fear as a random car began to slowly wander up the hidden drive.
Oh, hell no.
One of their friends must have changed their mind, they thought. They couldn't make out the car or its driver because the headlights were so blinding against the darkness of the night. As the car came closer, the teens realized it's not one they recognize. After a moment of shock, they ran, scattering in different directions. Some ran to the cars and sped off, and others ran into the woods. The next morning, the police came looking for some of the missing kids, and they found a grisly scene. there, scattered across the ground, were the lifeless bodies of some of the unlucky kids.
Oh, no.
And hands that had been cut from their bodies were left littering the ground. To this day, the escaped lunatic has never been found. They say she drives around in her stolen car looking for victims to find the perfect match to replace her hook hand. They
Fuck
say,
that bitch.
if you park and you see headlights, you should look out because it's probably the hook lady.
And at that exact moment.
Yeah.
When Zach finished his story, my sister whined. She was scared. She was 8. Zach gave her the flashlight that he was holding to comfort her. And I was scared too, but I was too proud to say it.
She
of
would
course. No, she wouldn't.
No.
Zach and I were sitting on the bench seat at the far back of the van, and Trass was cowered on the edge of the bucket seat in front of us, facing us in the back. Just then, in the faint light, I saw my sister's eyes widen, and she started to let out a cry.
Whale eyes.
They were big.
They
You
were
had
whale
the biggest
eyes.
eyes when you
Yeah.
were little. And she let out this cry like she couldn't speak, and she was waving the flashlight around. She was looking out the back window behind us. Zach and I caught on, and quickly, both of us frantically popped up in the seat, looking out the window to see if we could see what she was afraid of. And there, and I shit you fucking not, audience, I shit you not, Carter,
Legit.
pointed toward the back of my grandpa's big yellow passenger van were a pair of mysterious headlights. No
Oh
fucking shit.
my God.
We all saw it.
I need you to understand that this is rural area. Like this
Nobody's
is
out
not-
there.
No,
This
people
is a
don't
gravel
go out there.
road. This is
No, here's like another thing. If you've never camped outside at a farm, like it's
a legit
different-
farm.
but
Like it's
listen,
a legit working farm.
This
Yes.
wasn't
There
our
is-
first time
No.
camping out on this farm.
No.
We did it every
We
summer.
did it all
all
But
the
there's
time.
there's not just like people who show up at farms like that.
No.
Like
And
Right.
especially down this gravel road. If somebody was coming down this
Yeah.
gravel road, they knew you. But this one didn't.
Yeah.
when I stayed, I would camp out at Grandpa Beg's farm, and it was like if there was creepy shit that happened, it was creepy because it was like there's
fucking
nothing
scary shit.
Nobody
People
goes-
don't
I
come
mean,
over here.
No, it's a very rural entity.
Yes.
Just so happened to coincide with this.
This
How much you want to
story-
bet it was Uncle Mike? And he was like,
wasn't-
"Fuck
no,
you guys."
he wasn't.
No.
He was right there. We could.
He wouldn't have been able to resist himself to fucking pop up in
know,
the window
right?
or
He
something.
would have known what we were talking about.
Yeah.
He would have
he
fucked our
wouldn't
shit
have.
up.
He would have, but he wouldn't have been able to do it.
Another shout out to Uncle Mike.
And he would have came
Love
and
him.
been like, "Hey, I'm here." He wouldn't
Yeah.
have been like, "Hey, here's my headlights. Oh, gotta go."
yeah,
You know, like
Right?
So anyway, both Zach and I dropped down. We dropped fucking down. I'm talking fast as fuck in the seat.
I remember that.
We're pretty sure. I think we smashed our heads together.
I think you did, and I think I stood there like this.
Yeah, you did. And and then I whisper yell at him. I go, "Oh my God, did you see that?" And he goes, "Yeah. Oh my God, I fucking saw that. I saw headlights. Did you see headlights?" And then Trask began to cry. And so I shushed her, like, because, you know, they can hear us, you know, in my brain. And I told her to get on the floor because she still hadn't got on the floor and be quiet. And Zach sternly told Trask to turn off the damn flashlight because we're swearing and we're 11. It's fine. It happens.
It happens.
I was
Every
8.
kid does
It
it.
was fine.
Yeah.
I looked to Zach, as I often did when we'd get ourselves into something like this that we couldn't handle.
It didn't
And he-
happen all the time.
But he
What do you
always,
mean?
it did. And he always knew what to do.
He always
but
had the answer.
this
He was
time-
the dad of the sitch.
He was.
He
But
was.
he looked like he was racking his brain. Like I could see it all over his face. He was as scared as I was, and he didn't know what to do. And I can't remember if he looked again to see if the headlights were still there. All I remember is the sound of the faint country music
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and the static playing on the garage radio as we huddled on the floor of the van together. Funny thing, though, we actually slept there in the van that night.
Yep.
We made it. But it was one of the most terrifying experiences of my entire life because I saw something I couldn't explain, and 2 other people who I trusted more than anything saw it too. And it was all thanks to Zach and his fucking hook lady story.
What a dick.
Wow.
Thanks, Zach.
Love you.
We love you.
We love you.
You're the cutest.
And that's the story. It might not sound like much, but it was one of the single most horrifying things that's ever happened to me. Headlights. So
And
crazy.
We still fucking talk about it to this
Yep.
day.
We do.
It's a very it's
Intense.
embedded into
Yeah.
our dinner.
It made us who we are.
Yeah. It really
basically.
did.
And I still get goosebumps. Like when I was reading it, I'm still getting goosebumps reliving that story. Even though I was like 10, I feel like I felt when it happened. Absolutely terrified. So, in the spirit of the season, we're gonna keep rolling.
What are we doing?
Yeah, with
What's
these spooky
happening?
stories
Oh no.
that our
Wait,
listeners wrote in with.
These listeners wrote us stories.
They did. Prepare yourselves and remember, these are true experience stories. See if you can wrap your head around these living nightmares.
And I'm gonna get the GBs right along with you.
Let's take a tea break and we'll fucking
Quick tea
get
break.
into it.
Get your tea.
Yeah, give me one too. Bud Light, please.
Please.
Thanks.
Tracy, you're such a sellout. You know
I
that?
said please and thank you. Did I not say please
Girl.
and thank you?
Attitude. What do you need, Tracy?
I need a Bud Light.
Thank you, Claudia.
What you know about
All right.
rolling down?
Are you
in
ready
the
for
deep?
these? I don't think you're ready for these.
Carter
stories,
be
you
talking
guys.
all this shit, but guess what? He still needs his Aunt Tracy to
Tracy,
open
why are you
Mike's
yelling?
Heart Lemonade.
Why are you yelling?
Honey, I'm trying to tell you
Thank
something.
you for opening this.
You're
Wait,
welcome.
real question.
Yeah.
If I return this to the bottle deposit, do I get 5 cents?
Yes.
So the more I drink, the more money I make.
Exactly,
Yes.
and that's
Let's
how you
cheers.
do
What a life hack.
Let's cheers to that. Hold on.
Cheers,
Carter,
everyone.
You guys need bigger bottles.
I have
Janet,
a
get-
birthday present for you.
Janet
too.
needs to get the fuck in here.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
why are you?
I don't
Remind
have.
me of
Come on.
I
that.
don't have the birthday present, but Janet
We all
does.
need to do it. Janet wasn't in there.
I'm too sure. I can't wait.
Oh.
Okay, this first story comes from Rockstar Libby Moss in Minnesota, and that's Trixie's friend, and
And
that's how we know her.
Whoop,
We
whoop.
love Trixie.
Yes,
and
we do.
shout
we
out,
love
bitch.
Libby.
Shout out.
Libby's
Shout out.
dope. I hung out
Libby
with her.
is Libby's
I've
cool.
never hung out with her, but you know what? If my sister says you're dope, then
I feel like her and I are a lot
we
alike.
friends.
Mhm.
Dopest dope I ever smoked.
Okay, and she says, we were sitting on a neighbor's deck one afternoon when the subject of the history of our neighborhood came up in conversation. We lived in Stratford, Iowa at the time. Our neighbor told us their house used to stand in an orchard between our house and the neighbors on the other side. There was a lady whose spouse had died, and she unfortunately hung herself in the orchard tree there. The young man that lived there simply stated, "Well, that explains it." He said more than once that when he lived there, he would see her apparition floating around the basement. Ooh.
Oh
Love
my
her.
god.
Love her.
We all laughed and scoffed, and then, out of nowhere, a huge tree limb from the tree in
Oh
the
my
backyard
God, what?
cracked
What?
and fell to the ground. We stopped laughing a little after that.
I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
I definitely would also.
Oh my god. No.
what do you think?
That's
Hell nah.
crazy.
She was
Hell
like,
nah.
"How dare you laugh at me, bitch!"
For real.
Run.
Run.
Run now.
No. Run.
I hope you were drinking, because I would have
Right?
been like, it's because I'm drinking.
Right?
But if I wasn't drinking, I would have been scared out of my fucking mind.
I hope you were drinking then.
Libby, just don't talk about that tree
No,
anymore.
don't talk about that tree. Don't talk about that girl. Don't
yeah,
talk about
don't
her
talk
life.
about that.
It ain't your business.
Save your life, girl.
Save your life.
Run, run. Our next story comes from the beautifully mysterious Amanda in
Love you,
Iowa.
bitch.
Love you.
Love you, girl. She writes, "It was a summer night when me and my roommate and her boyfriend and some other friends from work decided to check out one of Iowa's most haunted places, according to a book.
Oh god.
So we all hop in the car and head to a cemetery located in Madrid, Iowa.
Damn.
The story goes that this cemetery is rumored to be haunted by a ghostly child named Sarah. She's buried near the back of the cemetery with 4 other children from her family. She is said to follow people around and ask for someone named Ree. She has also reportedly touched people and tugged at their clothing if her queries were not answered. So we get there and we get out. I myself have always been open and interested in the afterlife and all that, but never sought it out. We split up looking for this little girl's stone. The night was quiet and the moon was bright, but not full. We were all in different areas of the cemetery about ready to give up and call it a bust, when all of a sudden this crow seemingly appeared out of nowhere and started to crow.
Isn't that how it always works?
Fuck
Mhm.
crows, dude.
Not
It's
a
like they
good
know.
sign.
Janet wants one.
I do.
They're super cool.
Don't tell anyone. Shh. And the farther we walked from it, the more participant it got.
Ooh.
We all started heading that way toward the crow. While I walked that way, I just started to feel a funny feeling, a prickly burning feeling. We got to this crow, and it's sitting on the stone that we were hunting for the whole time. I got dizzy, and this pokey feeling got worse, and at this point, I got a little freaked out and headed for the car, which I would have too.
Yeah. Definitely.
And if I know Amanda, that bitch didn't just head for the car.
She fucking took off.
That bitch
Yeah.
bolted.
And if I'm running,
I
y'all better
see you,
run
girl.
too.
Run.
I know you.
Before I left, I thought to myself, I hope this little girl finds what she's looking for. I got in the car feeling super off. The others got in, and the weird feeling I had lasted until we got to the bridge that took us home. When we got back home, we noticed that all the lights in my room in the basement and my roommate's kids' room's lights were all on. Everything was off when we'd left. No one was there. The house was empty. And after that night, toys that needed to be touched and in the on position in order to make noise would make noise when no one was around.
It's just funny.
Bro, I had that happen though. Remember that fucking Bugs
The
Life
grasshopper?
hopper toy?
Mhm.
My brother had that fucker went off all the time. I know what she's talking about. That shit's scary shit.
Right, but when you have like a backstage like knowledge of something, like you know
We're
the
not
person.
on stage. This ain't a play.
No,
This is my damn life.
I mean,
this is
like-
Amanda's life.
I know, but I know Amanda in real life. So it's like it's one of those things that it's like, you know this person and you know what the story is, but you've never heard them like write it out like that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird and it's kind of funny and it's like, I know exactly what that bitch was doing.
I know.
I know what her facial expressions were. I know what she was going, oh hell no.
Oh my
you know,
God.
Right.
like she was running.
Girl,
And so
I would
was I,
too.
girl.
The fuck?
Hell no,
Hell
I ain't
no.
hanging
And I
out.
love it. I love it.
This shit creeps me out. I hate it when toys fucking do shit when they ain't supposed to
The
fucking do
hopper,
shit.
bro. What did he always say? What was the saying that he always said?
Stop. Who goes there?
Yes.
That's what he would fucking say. I'll never
Yes.
fucking forget it because
And
it went off
Wesley,
all the time.
fuck your fucking hopper,
Yeah,
bitch.
Wesley, fuck Hopper.
Yeah.
But we never took him out because he always told us when they were around.
Yeah, and I'm talking they, just like
Yeah.
Amanda. She got
Yeah.
some
Them.
warning with those toys, and I believe in that shit because that's what happened to us
For
too.
real.
at that one
Amanda, I hope you saged your house. I hope
Girl,
you
I
got
hope you
some
saged it all.
crystals.
and I
I
hope you're
mean,
spooky free now.
Yeah.
If not, honey, just let me know.
Yeah,
I
for
come
real.
over. Me and Jenny come over.
We will
and
fix
Cowboy,
it up.
we come over.
We come over. We'll
You're
fix
just
it up
right
for
across
you.
the road from me.
We got you, girl. We come in there like fucking all hell broke
We're coming in
loose.
hot with some beer
Mm-hmm.
and some
We'll-
sage.
We'll fix that shit up real quick.
Got you, Mandy. You let us know.
Oh my god.
And you know what? I just want to say, I relate to her because I understand what she feels when she was saying that she hopes that little girl finds what she was looking
Right,
for.
you go to like a cemetery feeling like, okay, you're gonna find something, which we know all too well
I
right
don't
now.
Yeah.
want to find anything in a cemetery.
Kaylee and I have gone
we
to.
have- Mom and I were searching high and low for this.
I know you
damn
were.
Thing.
I
have-
We're not going to talk about it, but we were searching high and low, and I felt the feeling, and you can feel that heavy feeling, and it's a lot.
I know, and you hope that they get what they're looking
They're-
for,
yeah.
that they pass on or
And
whatever.
you want to be able to give them that closure for sure.
But you're not going to be
But
able
you
to.
can't. So
Oh.
it's a hard pill to swallow. But Amanda, it's not your fault, and I hope that this little girl isn't haunting you because we will come and help you.
This next story comes to us anonymously from another Iowa listener near and dear to our hearts.
Oh,
You guys can see who it is.
Yes, I love you.
I can't. Oh, love ya, love ya.
They write, my daughter, myself, and a few friends drove to Crybaby Bridge, which is very
the fuck
intriguing.
is Crybaby Bridge?
I don't know, but I want to go there.
Yeah.
It's a small steel bridge spanning Cedar Creek near the Stone Quarry and the former Olmsted Mill, 4 miles northwest of our town. Legend has it that a school bus full of children once plunged off the bridge, killing everyone aboard.
Oh God.
Girl, am I not allowed to say her name?
No, you can't.
Oh God.
She wants to be anonymous.
Okay.
Another story is that a young unwed mother once tossed her unwanted infant son off the bridge, which is really sad. I hope
Yeah.
that's not it. I mean, the school bus children is also sad.
Jesus, Mom.
I know.
You are so heartless.
Needless to say, there is no evidence that either event ever occurred, but the stories are used to support an eerie phenomenon that some locals swear occurs on the bridge. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
They say if you drive your car onto the bridge and put it in neutral,
Why would you do that? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
tiny hands will push it across the bridge.
What? Janet,
This is what
Bitch,
she's writing.
don't ever write me that again. What?
Even if you are headed uphill.
I don't want to.
It is also claimed that if you put talcum powder on your bumpers,
No.
prints of the hands will appear there. We put powder on the bumper.
No.
Oh,
No.
yeah, you did.
you fucking
This
did.
is iconic. I knew she would do this shit.
I do too.
it.
She would do this.
She would.
Okay.
She would.
We put powder on the bumper, she says, parked the car
No.
in the middle of the bridge, put it in neutral, and sat waiting for something to happen.
No, she didn't.
My daughter was about
No.
9 at the time. The other girls were younger. It was eerie how quiet it was.
No, I don't
Then
like it, Janet.
the car started to move.
No, it fucking didn't.
Supposedly, you are supposed to hear a baby cry, but
No.
we listen to this.
Listen, baby cries are fucking. They're fucking.
We
okay.
didn't hear anything except the girls screaming in the car.
I'm gonna do that to my
God.
kid.
I have a
car
story. Like
Rolled
that.
almost all the way off the bridge. It was one of the creepiest moments I've ever been a part of.
No. No. Can I just say I have literally okay, so
I'm scared.
picture this.
Can I say that?
Picture this if you know what I look like, okay? I've got my eyes covered and closed at the same time. And I am scared out of my fucking mind.
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it.
I don't want tiny hands to push
I don't want to
me.
be a friend.
I have a
I don't
story
wanna be
just
your
like
friend.
that almost. It's so fucking creepy. Don't fuck with bridges.
Is that it? Is that done?
No, I got more. I got more.
Ugh.
We had
Okay.
a lot of people write in.
God, I'm scared.
I don't have a page 9.
Okay, but
Well,
that
that's
story
my
is that
printer's
story
fault.
done?
Huh?
Is that story over?
That story's over. Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. Let's start a new one.
Kids and babies freak me out, dude. Like, do not. I can't. I can't function.
The next submission comes from the fabulous Joey Shaw, another Iowa listener
Love him.
and
Yep.
mutual friend of a friend.
Friend
Nina.
of a friend,
A
but
friend
we
of a
love you.
friend.
We love you.
We do love you.
Yes.
Outside our town is an old cemetery where there used to be a grave marker that read River Baby.
Yes. Here we go.
Here we go.
It was
Oh
funny.
my God, I'm so
funny
excited.
side note, I wrote Joey back. I'm
Yep.
like, oh my God.
We've been
We
looking
have
into
been
this.
looking
Literally.
at River Baby forever, and it's nice to hear her take on it too, because everyone's is different. And we will do an episode on River Baby eventually, but we need some more information. But
Yeah.
this is Joey's take on this. The marker is long gone, taken away to discourage kids from going there at night and vandalizing the cemetery. Legend says you can hear the baby crying at night.
That's fucking creepy as shit.
She says, I've never heard the baby cry, but I did see a full body apparition.
What?
Excuse
Girl, run. Bye.
me. Bye.
Elaborate.
See you
What do you
never.
mean by
Let's
that?
hear. I was in a car with 4 other people and we all saw it. And those are the times
Yeah.
with us and the headlights, like when everyone sees it,
Yeah.
you're like,
you cannot
fuck.
You cannot
You can't
deny
deny
It
that
makes
shit.
it worse and
For
scarier.
real. For real.
So
No, no, no,
4
no, no.
other people, we all saw it. It was a man with an axe running towards us.
What the fuck?
What?
Excuse me?
I'm fucking scared, dude. No, fucking
He
no.
didn't want you guys to find that river baby.
She said he appeared or materialized out of a spotlight. And this is funny because the way she describes is best way I'd describe it, she says, is have you ever seen the movie High Spirits with Steve Guttenberg? The scene where the ghosts Daryl Hannah and Liam Neeson are reenacting their murder and Liam materialized from the shaft of light. It was exactly like that. Great movie, by the way.
Love that.
Love.
We drove away, but when we circled back, nothing was there. So there's my story. I have others if you want to hear them. Just ask. Love the podcast.
Oh, I love you, Joey.
Love you.
Thank
we're
you, Joey.
we're besties.
Yeah,
for the
we
resties.
are.
For
For
the
the
resties.
resties.
Our next hair-raising tale comes to us anonymously from the Snow Queen in Wisconsin. This story happened to me many years ago in the early 2000s when I had moved into my very first apartment. I was excited to move out of my parents' house and I was living all on my own. It was a small, modest, 1-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor of a really old building in the downtown area of the small town that I grew up in. I felt safe. Even though the apartment was new to me, the neighborhood wasn't, and I felt completely at ease living on my own there. Soon after I moved in, I began to notice what felt like an uneasy feeling around when it was time to go to bed. No reason for it, just an uncomfortable feeling. I always had a very hard time sleeping at night and would always get up a lot through the nights to use the bathroom and get a drink of water. One night, about a week after I moved in, I was on my way back to the bedroom from the bathroom when I noticed what I thought
No.
was.
I don't even like the way you're saying it.
Yeah.
I already know I don't
You're
fucking like it.
smiling and shit.
I don't appreciate what you're about to
Like,
say.
I don't want to know.
Can I read it?
Yeah.
I don't want to be a friend.
You're going to be
Continue.
scared. What I thought was a moving shadow out of the corner of my fucking eye. She didn't say fucking. I ran
Oh
to my
my
bedroom
God.
as fast as I could and slammed the door behind me on the way. And I jumped into bed, pulled the covers up to my face.
Bitch, don't do that. You know what you need to do.
Bruh.
She's alone. I was breathing so heavy, trying not to make a sound to see if I could hear anything on the other side of the door. A couple minutes went by, but there was no noise. And just as I had convinced myself that I was going crazy, something or someone knocked 3 times slowly on the other side of the
No.
door.
Mhm.
Nope. Not
What
a thing.
the fuck?
Fuck that.
I spent the rest
No,
of
thank you.
I spent the rest of the night wide awake in the darkness until the sun came up, and I moved back to my parents' house the very next day.
Oh, poor girl.
I would too.
I
Yeah.
lived with them for 3 more years after that. I guess I wasn't ready to live alone.
No, it's not a thing.
Girl,
Girl.
don't be sad.
Yeah,
You did the right thing.
you did.
You
But
did it.
also, like, I see that shit all the time. It's shadow people. You just gotta tell them what's up. Like, literally.
Like how? What do you mean? Tell them what's up, Kaylee.
So I see them all the time, and I'm always just like, okay, I know you're here. And sometimes if I'm already feeling super anxious and I see them, I start freaking out, and I'm like, don't fucking do that. And I get really mad.
I do that shit too, but
For
But-
real though.
And then they stop. And one time in my apartment, a picture.
Carter looks very confused.
One time in my apartment, a picture literally that was hanging on the wall, like completely there for 6 months, just flew off onto the bed. And before that, I was
I
like,
remember this. You fucking
Yes,
called me.
I
You were
called
like,
Mom.
Oh my god.
Mom,
and I
it's
was like,
fucking
what
weird.
the fuck? But
I
right,
said, did you say to?
yep, right when it happened, I was like, okay. And then I was like, Grandma, are you here with me? Because I was hoping a little guardian angel or something was there.
Our final unbelievable story comes to us in secrecy from Mr. Mustache 98.
Oh,
Woo!
what?
I love that name.
He writes, I'm not sure if this is what you're looking for, but here's my weird story. Which
love
always is amazing.
That is
Yes.
exactly what we're looking for.
When I was about 10 years old, all of my siblings and cousins came over for a sleepover at our house. The adults and grandparents all went out to dinner together while our older cousins watched the rest of us at the house, which sounds accurate.
Yep.
There was probably about 10 of us kids all together.
Jesus.
Jeez. I mean, good.
I mean, that's
Right?
a lot.
Safety in numbers.
Right?
As everyone was finally settling down in the living room to watch our first movie of the night and eat our pizza, all of a sudden, the whole entire house shook.
Oh.
What?
It felt like a bomb dropped.
Oh my God.
It took a couple seconds, but a bunch of us realized that there was a huge flashing light coming from the backyard. It was so bright, it was flashing in through all the windows of the house. A bunch of us were screaming because we were scared, and we were all staring around the room at each other in shock. It was like we were paralyzed with fear, too scared to move for a minute or two.
Fuck that.
Oh,
After what
aliens.
seemed like forever, my oldest cousin stood up and told all of us to get down and huddle together in the hallway.
Zach.
Yeah, no shit. Then the older cousins got together and debated whether they should call the police, but eventually they decided to just call our parents at the restaurant instead. After a couple minutes, we regained our courage and ventured out into the living room again. After about a half an hour of waiting for our parents and grandparents
Oh,
to get
Jesus.
home, there were no other blasts and the flashing lights had slowly gone away. When our parents got home, we took them out to the direction where we had seen the flashing lights and felt the bomb, but there was nothing there. Our parents still
Well
talk
then.
about it to this day. They think we're all insane.
You are.
Rude.
You're not, though.
Rude.
And still to this day, we all remember what it felt like and what we saw. It's still the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in my life because it's unexplained. Oh,
That
my
was a
fucking
UFO.
God.
An UFO.
Be so for real, aliens.
I mean, yeah.
They were
Holy
coming to get
shit.
y'all, but y'all were gonna put up a fight, so they
I'm
knew.
just gonna be
so
honest.
then they were like, never mind.
Let
Yeah.
me be honest.
Yep.
I would have peed my pants
For real.
if that happened.
Fair.
For real.
Me too. Hashtag
Oh my
me too.
God.
Hashtag yes.
Carter, you haven't said a lot.
I think I'm drunk.
Is this
No,
scary?
you're not.
He's been
What?
eating coochie board.
What?
Over
So, oh my fucking God. We've heard some pretty unsettling stories here tonight, no doubt.
Yes.
Right? For
I mean,
real.
one or two.
And I'm wondering how well everyone will sleep tonight.
I'm gonna sleep just fucking
I'm
fine.
gonna sleep like a fucking baby. You know why?
'Cause I wish a
I've been
motherfucker
double
would.
fisting all fucking
Yep.
night.
Remember, these weren't made up stories. These
Nope.
were real people who were brave enough to tell them.
Amanda, I'm gonna come over. We're gonna talk about
We're
this.
gonna talk about it.
We're
And
gonna
I
talk
think it's
about
safe
it.
to say we all have something that's happened to us to varying
Yes.
degrees that we can't quite explain. And with Halloween just being around the corner and the veil between this world and the next becoming thinner by the minute, I hope you'll all take extra care to use your salts and sages to keep the ghosts at bay.
Do it, girls.
We
and
want to thank
boys.
we want to thank everyone for sitting in tonight and indulging with us on this very special episode of the Poison Tea Party podcast. It's going to be a memorable one for us because we were able to include all of you.
This was so fun. I'm so happy you guys.
I know
submitted stuff.
I am too. Thanks
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you guys.
Thank you to every single one of you who was brave enough to write in and help make this possible. We have the very best listeners. We love you.
We love you guys so much.
We might be even in love.
Yeah,
We are in
we
love.
are in love.
You don't know me.
I
don't
know
know me,
all you
homie.
sexy bitches out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you didn't get to write in, but you want to help support the show in a different way, we have another way you can help. Head on over to the website at thepoisonteaparty.com and click on the Support the Show tab. And that link will take you over to our Patreon page where you can become a member and directly support the show. There are 3 different tiers you can choose from, all in different price ranges. And for all of you basic bitches out there who just want to flip us some support and be
Yes.
done with it, there's even a tier where you can pledge just $5 a
My
month.
brother is definitely a basic bitch.
And I love him for it. that
Love
you
you.
won't even miss.
Love him.
And that goes directly to improving the show, our platforms, our equipment, our poison, and everything that goes into making this operation work. Anything is always greatly appreciated.
Yes, it is.
And plus, we just fucking love you bitches.
We do.
For real.
Come on, come fuck with us.
Tracy's full of love tonight.
Come make it
she's got all
possible,
the
guys.
I'm here for it.
Like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and the frickin' Podbean. Please just go
For
over there and like us
real.
Yes.
on that. And don't be afraid to say hi, hey, how's it going? How are you?
Hey,
We love
hi.
you. If you've got something to say, send us a message at thepoisonteaparty@gmail.com. The word is getting out. All the scary and sweary are listening. We love that for us, and we love that for you.
We
Yes.
love it for you because
love it.
come on.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Until next time, witches, I'll hold this coven down. Meet us back here on All Hallows Eve for our very last episode
Yes.
of the spooky season. It's going to be dreadfully murderous.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Everybody
it.
stay classy. You keep those pinkies up, my darlings. Oh, and you've been poisoned.
Dun, 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 dun.